Hello and welcome to the Slapshot Syndicate podcast. Be sure to subscribe for more content, and whilst you're at it, go and follow our social media pages. They're on screen now. Now, on to the episode.
Hello and welcome to episode 34 of the Slapshot Syndicate. We're back in the bar and we're back talking rubbish. Right where we want to be, lads. Good weekend?
Yeah, brilliant weekend to be honest. I think there was some good signs of improvement from us and some interesting results around the league. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rossy?
I don't think we're back to talking rubbish. I think we've always spoken rubbish, haven't we? But it's nice to be back in the bar, back in the flesh. I know there's been a couple of people that have been asking when we're getting back here, and here we are. So, yeah, good weekend, plenty of talking points as well. So, should make for a good episode, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that said then, let's jump straight into Seahawks reaction. So, fellas, Seahawks this weekend. Mixed bag in terms of results, but probably one of our more positive weekends this season. Starting with the weekend we was at the Link against Swindon Wildcats Saturday.
Yeah, I watched this one. To be honest, some pretty decent sounds from us to begin with. I think we came out looking like a different team, and honestly, I don't think the scoreline fully reflected the game. However, towards the end, I do think Swindon came away with the points. I think that was the right thing. I think we probably should have got a point out of it, but Swindon taking the two would have been more accurate. Just some shout outs. Bobby Chamberlain had a fantastic game for us, and to be honest with you, a fantastic weekend. Only thing that seemed to be off was getting some penalties given against us, and you can see from the scoreline, 3 power play goals from Swindon across the game. So bit better discipline. We could have probably come away with some points there. But
yeah, just before we sort of move on, I'll come to you, Rossy. I just wanted to make out about the obviously penalties that we picked up there. And I know Matty wasn't happy. Obviously, I didn't really watch the game, so I want your opinion on this. Was some of the penalties a bit, hit and miss? Was they justified? Was the right calls? Was it really an issue that our discipline let us down on that night?
A little bit of both, to be honest. I don't think there was some questionable decisions in there. On both sides, though, to be fair. I don't think it was wholly one-sided. Although there was an incident where I think they was trying to give Bobby a misconduct penalty for. Honestly, I don't know what it was.
For being Bobby.
for being Bobby a bit, but yeah, there was a couple of decisions there that I thought was maybe a little bit harsh, or was a little bit more one-sided against us than it was Swindon. But I suppose that's it, and I don't think the arguing back did us any favours, to be honest with you. So yeah, all in all, I think Swindon deserved to come away with the 2 points, but if we'd have got a point out of it, I think that'd have been a better reflection of the standard of the game we was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rossy, your take?
I mean, it was always going to be a hard game going over to the Link and getting a result, wasn't it? But I think, interestingly, Swindon seem to be having a lot of these games where it just comes quite close and they just seem to pip it. But the fact that we went out and went 2-0 up is a real positive. Positive sign. The only thing for me, and I didn't watch it, so I can't really comment on it, and obviously Brad just has there, but it's just a bit of an eyebrow raiser in terms of the 3 power play goals, and just having that control. I know it's all circumstantial, and like I say, I didn't watch the game, so I can't really comment on it. But I think it's a good thing in the sense of it's probably a good lesson for us in terms of us probably reflecting on that game and thinking, well, we could have come away with those points had it, and it was in our hands, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also in the same breath, if you give Swindon 3 power play goals, then 3 power plays, or those power plays on a regular basis, and I think, did you mention that there was a couple of 5-on-3 as well?
Yeah.
That's a really difficult situation to be in, and their power play unit and the imports that they've got, evidently the ones who scored, that's Watkins, Van der Merake and Wells, which I think Wells' goal was pretty nice, wasn't it? He went all the way through and banged it in.
Aaron Nell as well, he scored a pretty good goal. I think you're right, that we was 2-0 up, we had the game by the scruff of the neck at that point, and pressure-wise we seemed to be on top. And then it was just that they've starting with a power play goal and the 5-on-3. It just, obviously shifted the momentum a lot, and it just shows you how much discipline means, I suppose, in this game. And we've got a couple of players in our team that can give as good as they get.
I don't like. Sorry to interrupt you. I don't like saying that it's a free hit going to Swindon. But it is always a hard game to go there. So maybe in a game like this, where perhaps you might have expected not to come away with any points, perhaps this is a good game for us to go and do that and realise actually we could have took 2 points against top of the league there, and actually we was in control of that, and it was probably for our own doing. And again, you said about the referees' calls and stuff, so it might have been slightly against Seahawks in that respect, but they will have been really fancying themselves 2-0 up and controlling that. So
the game was never done on either side.
Evidently.
And Jack McCarthy from the Maccas Brothers was doing another sort of interview mid period, and he was talking about how sort of close the game was and the firepower we still had. So it was far from done, and I think that was after the end of the first or the second period. It was one of the two. So, and then towards the back end of the game, you can see how tight it was. We sort of opened up with a few goals, and towards the end of the game there weren't that many really. There was just a one in the third period from Swindon, so we did quite well defensively. It's just a shame really. It wasn't meant to be.
Was it end to end, would you say? Or would you say like it just went in phases?
It went in phases. I think towards the end we was obviously pushing for that equaliser, so we did get a bit more intensity and a bit more momentum towards the back end. But up until that point, I mean, Swindon was just backing us up. I mean, you'll look at the sort of stats from there, and you can see shots on goal was 31 for Swindon, 22 for Hull. Power play efficiency, I mean, we didn't get score on any power play. A penalty kill,
which is unusual for us, isn't it? That's a point to make.
Obviously, we had such a good power play last season. It was the best in the league, and I think that jiggling of the lines we've mentioned in a previous episode, maybe that jiggling of the lines has disrupted that sort of flow of the power play, and it hasn't quite come to that same sort of standard and ability this season. I know it got better into Sunday. I'm sure we got maybe a couple of power play goals against Solway, which we'll come into. But you both made great points there, and just going back to it, when you look at those power play goals, 3 in just short of 2 minutes, that is a real
killer.
You give away that first one, you think, right lads, these have got a bit of a power play, we need to calm it down. Then the second one goes, and it's Matty Davies, you must be thinking like, come on lads, what are we doing here? And like you say, the third one goes, and you just think, oh, we've had an absolute collapse here. We've almost gifted them, like you say, a 5-on-3. I know it's a tough gig when it's the numbers are against you that much, but it just needs to be a bit sharper there. It's I'm sure that's what Matty would have said after that. But in the same way, I know, like you said there, it was a bit of a free hit. Matty did mention this in the interview of the weekend, and he said, like, there's years gone by, we've gone to the link, and we haven't even been close, we've sort of been run out of Swindon. But to go there this time and give a good account of ourselves and make it a close game where, probably Swindon went into it thinking, oh, Hull are on a real bad bit of form here, we'll give these a bit of paste in and get gone. You know what I mean? We'll take the 2 points with ease, and it hasn't really gone that way. So
I think it was
something to take from it, I guess.
It was a decent game though, to be honest, to watch. Like I say, it had a bit of everything in it, so I wasn't disappointed as a Seahawks fan. I think there was some good signs there.
Bit of progress.
Definitely, and obviously something to build on going into the Sunday night fixture against Solway.
Hull at home against the Solway Sharks. Obviously, we've seen this 2-3 times in pre-season. I can't remember what it was, 2 times I believe. So, basing on that, you think maybe a bit of a close game. I know Solway had a great result on the Friday against Sheffield, which obviously we'll talk about in the results section. So it was a bit of an open one, really. What was we going to get on the night? And I think we all sort of thought it would be a lot tighter than what it actually turned out to be. So, for those that don't know, Hull Seahawks took this one 9-2, claiming their first victory of the season as well, but doing it quite emphatically. And it just seemed like everything clicked all at once. Everybody who you'd imagine could score goals sort of did, and everybody who chipped in with points. And what a great night!
I mean, we was expecting to see a completely different Solway team last night than we've obviously seen in pre-season and sort of the early parts of the season, just because they got that result against Sheffield last night, and week upon week they seem to have been building on something. So I don't think they had a particularly good game last night, to be honest with you. They looked a bit better, but there was obviously a bit disjointed in places, and we just seemed to be on our top form.
Was they bad? Was Seahawks good? Mixture of both?
Yeah, a bit of both, in my opinion. I think Solway didn't live up to their own expectations, and we fully exceeded ours. That obviously started leaking goals, and we did that quite early on, didn't we?
I don't think they played that bad. If I'm completely honest, there was the main thing I got was them two like breakaways. That one where there was on the change. Yeah. And Bobby Chamberlain just got it on the blue line. There was not a Solway player to be seen. I thought, oh, that's bad.
He had loads of time, didn't he?
I feel like,
I just don't think that they played that bad, to be honest with you. And I just don't know if it was a case of the Friday night's fixture took it out of them, and then
hard fought.
Yeah, I think, not to sound harsh, but I think there is that level. As bad as we've been, I think there is a slight step up, and I think we just sort of seem to have hit that level now. And obviously they haven't been able to do back-to-back nights, as it seems.
I'm usually quite a cheerleader for Solway, but I've got to say I was quite disappointed, to be honest. I think in the opening, say, 10-15 minutes, they just shipped 3-4, and I think definitely within I'm sure in the first opening, couple of minutes, when they got that first goal, I think they were sort of looking around at each other as if to be like, we haven't even got started yet.
Yeah.
Which was a big disappointment for them, because again, with their circumstances, only training once a week, we've heard that from one of the players' mouths as well this week. He's been telling us a little bit about it, and that's not Jake either. They have got these circumstances, but for them to go and get that first result of the weekend against Sheffield, I thought they were going to put up a lot more of a fight, and don't know if that's testament to us or more than defensively. I think on the night they only had about 20 odd shots, didn't they, as well? So that's probably more them defensively and trying to get out of their area, really. Like, I think at one point in the third period, I turned around to you guys, didn't I, and said this seems a little bit like a power play, even though they had 5 men behind the puck. Just because regardless of whoever got the puck, it was just like a desperate sort of try and get it out of the area, and the defenseman just put it down and hit it back to defence. But yeah, I just think it just really, like, I agree. I wouldn't say that we was playing our most unbelievable hockey. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think it fell in our favour, and I think we grafted hard for it. Third and fourth lines especially was ace all the way through it. Not to say that obviously the first and second wasn't, but no, I think it just came through, and I think it was one of those nights where it just falls in your favour. Like Jonesy's goal, for example, like probably grafted really hard all the way through.
Goal of the season contender.
Yeah, but the back heel. Yeah. But it just grafted really hard all the way through the game, and it just fell to him like that. And I don't know. I just think it went our way on night, but I think rightfully so as well, because we've had a really tough start to the season, haven't we? Some of those games that we've had, or some of the teams we've put up against, they are really tough. The likes of MK and stuff. We could have probably got a point against them.
I think a lot of teams have had some tough starts, to be fair. I think that's an easy way out to say that we've maybe had a tough start. I mean, we've looked at some of the fixtures over like the weekends, like Swindon have played like Leeds and MK in the same weekend. You're like, that's a tough weekend in my opinion.
I think we had a good game, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree.
Overall, it was a good game.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I just think,
we had a lot of depth when you look across the lines. Who was scoring and assisting. Obviously, again, Bobby Chamberlain having an absolute belter of a night.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look on the score sheet. You've got Bones, you've got Johnny, Ethan, Hare, obviously Deck Jones, with Reader with an assist as well. Yeah, he was a fantastic. Robertson, then you likely, people Svek Chamber. So I think something is clicking, and that's, in my opinion, an example of it. Matty talked about the depth we're going to have this season, and that shows it. We obviously got a good goaltender in Geordie, who just got Player of the Month for Hull Seahawks, and he had another great game. So there's a contribution of many factors in that game, and ultimately, in my opinion, it was just Solway probably under-delivered, and we just took it to them.
Do you think, and I know we've had this like playing football, where like you've turned up to a game and you absolutely pummel a team. Do you think the fact that we played a weakened team has now benefited us a lot to like get people on the goal scoring sheet, get points, get a bit of confidence, especially after a bit of a ropey start. Like I say, when we've played football and we've turned up and absolutely nailed the team, you feel great for it. Oh, so-and-so scored. And it builds people up. And maybe this was the performance where we're now going to say that is going to catalyst for us going forward. At least I hope that's the case.
It's definitely a morale booster, isn't it? Like, to say that we've got a goal from every line last night, multiple goals from each lines and stuff like that. Yeah, I would say so. I think this will be the point in the season where Matty says, right, this is the turning point now. You know, we've had those hard games where we haven't got those points from it and we've been, you know, kicking ourselves or whatever. But to get this, we needed a resounding win, and we needed every line to chip in and everyone to get a couple of points and stuff like that. Like, even like we say, the fourth line with Ethan Hare, he grafts so hard, doesn't he?
Yeah.
For him to get his goal, Bo Reeder constantly bouncing off every Solway defenseman
Jake Bolton a bit of a rough up as well.
Jake Bolton and Oliver Arsenault was just get off on it all the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, for a 16-year-old lad to do that's great, isn't it? And like I say, up and down the lines, I think it was just brilliant. And, you know, for loads of those players to get those points last night would have been a massive boost. So I really do hope that we can take that on and continue that deal.
Yeah. All in all, not a bad weekend for us. I think they've shown some real promise there, and hopefully, you know, this is just the catalyst to build on and what we can expect moving forward. So I've come away from it feeling relatively positive.
Yeah, I just want to finish myself by saying at least fair credit to Solway, because, you know, it must have been hard getting a bit of a beating like that, but they did score that short-handed goal at 43 minutes and then went on to score another one. So fair credit to them. You know, keep going and keep wanting to play the game. You know, they could have easily, you know, downed souls and it could have ended 12-13. Yeah. So fair play to them is all I want to say on that.
100%. Yeah, I agree. Player of the month, I think fair reflection just before we close on Seahawks Reacts. Geordie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got credit for it, wasn't he?
Yeah, good credit. He's made some cracking saves, and I think his performances have gone tenfold in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It really has. You know, it's now looking difficult to pick who should be starting netminder.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I think we've all said last year it should have been Dima.
I think as well, that's what Matty will have seen all the way through, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what he'll have wanted to get across to everybody. So the fact that he is putting up those good performances, and Dima's obviously going away to like Swindon and that, and having good games, it's a good headache to have, isn't it? But I think Dima will be happy for Geordie as well, because Geordie's one of the, you want a good bit of competition, don't you? It'll spur you on, and he definitely deserved it after his recent games. So fair play to him, I think.
All in all, good weekend. Good to finally get that first win. And we'll see what the next weekend brings. And that concludes Seahawks Reaction. So, fellas, it's time to review the weekend's fixtures, results that came in. I think you mentioned in the intro some interesting scores here.
Yeah.
Some quite high scores as well.
Yeah.
Some sort of not predictable, but let's start with it. So, the Friday, 3rd of October, Sheffield Steel Dogs hosted the Solway Sharks. So obviously in our previous segment when we talked about Seahawks, we mentioned how Solway came away with this one 6-5.
Yeah, quite a surprising result this. Honestly, I can't remember what any of us predicted.
I think we all went for Steel Dogs.
Yeah. So Solway, showing us up a bit there, but fair play to them. That's not an easy place to go and take points, and
we've struggled.
Evidently tight game, high scoring and quite tight, so I think Solway have come away from that feeling like well energised. Obviously they didn't get the result on the Sunday, which we've talked about, but yeah, if you're Sheffield, they started off very strong.
I was going to say this, do you think they've stagnated a little bit? I know a few of the players have now been lined up by Steelers and taken away there. Do you think that's going to disrupt the camp further down the line?
I think it always does, to be honest. We mentioned, I don't know if we've said this publicly on this, but if it was just a chat between us about Sheffield needing Steel Dogs in particular needing their own sort of identity and not having players taken in and out and chopping and changing. They need to be seen as their own sort of solid team rather than
players, their own team.
And I know that's easy said than done when players ultimately will want to go into the Elite League, so they're going to jump at the chance, but it doesn't really do them any favours, to be honest. And for the fan base, it's probably a little bit disappointing. I can only imagine what it'd be like for us at Hull, and they're going, all right, we've got an Elite League team and they're taking spec or they're taking chamber, and in a game, and you're like, well, where does that leave us? So Yeah, probably a little bit disappointing for their fans. I think they're showing signs of cracking a little bit, but I don't actually know if that's an organisational thing or a team thing. I think time will tell, but a bit of a disappointing result for them, but massive one for Solway.
Yeah. Anything to add to that?
I was a bit surprised by that. I thought when we went to go watch them, didn't we, at Sheffield, and I thought there was real good value for the money. I just don't know what's happened since.
Yeah.
Seems to have crumbled away, but don't want to put too much emphasis on this because I do think it's important that we give Solway a massive load of credit. For a team that's only skating once a week, for them to go and get a result off Sheffield, who are, they're not a pushover team. Like they have wobbled a little bit in terms of form, but they do have some very, very good players. And there wasn't like loads of players down this weekend. Like we'll have to looking at the squads and stuff like that. I think absolutely fair play for Solway for going and getting a big 2 points there. Again, they're not having any home games at the moment, so going away and grabbing these important 2 points where they can is really important for them.
Yeah.
So when they do get back to their home games, they can start building that fortress and getting their own wins. I think fair play to them. It's a massive result for them.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll move into the Saturday games. The first one, Romford Raiders hosted Leeds Knights. I know we all went for Leeds on this one, but I think we all went for a slightly bigger margin than what this was. Leeds took it eventually, 4-3. Like you say, we probably expected Leeds to take it, but not quite as comfortable as we might have imagined.
No, Romford have obviously started building a little bit of form themselves, and Leeds probably expected to go there and walk over them a little bit, but evidently didn't. So I think this is a good result for Romford to show signs that they can mix it in with. I wouldn't say Leeds being one of the top teams this season so far. That's not to say they will do, but they haven't really been there. They're looking to find something themselves, but still, like, if I'm a Romford team, I wouldn't be massively disappointed with that result. I think you've got something to build on, aren't you? But obviously, Leeds have just managed to pull it away from them. So yeah, as expected, result-wise, but certainly not scoreline-wise. So
yeah, do you think Romford have been warming up the last couple of weeks? Like they're making games closer.
Mm-hmm.
They got that win against Solway last week, but. I keep flipping the team, but I do want to give Leeds some credit here because they had a bit of a wobbly first weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might be getting this wrong, but I'm sure did they get a 0 point weekend, opening weekend?
Yeah, I think they.
But since then they got like a 4 point weekend last weekend. They've got another win here, like 4-3. It's an easy one that to sort of like have a whoopsie or give away a few power players. Look at us.
It's similar to us, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but they've sort of got over the line there, haven't they? And like you are right in terms of Romford. Like a Leeds team's a Leeds team at the end of the day, and they've not completely changed, and they've still got the usual hitters and stuff like that. So it's credit to Romford, and I think credit to Leeds as well because I feel like they're sort of everyone's not focused on them at the minute, and I think that'll suit them quite well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think, like you say, Leeds are having an off season. Forget about them. They're not even
Just
in
a
it,
weekend.
but they're just ticking away.
Yeah.
But the fact they can sort of, like you say, eke out those results and they're having a bad season,
Literally.
I think that's how a real good championship winning team performed. Like you say, it's all like, oh, look at Telford, look at Swindon up there. Oh my God, they haven't lost a game yet.
Absolutely.
But sometimes just taking that step back, it's 56 game season.
They won't care if people are sleeping on them. They won't, give them.
No. Everyone loves an underdog story, and so far they're making themselves underdogs in this season, even though they would arguably be like one of the
I do feel they'd want to be a bit better though. I think they would want to be a lot safer.
They had a wobbly start, didn't they? We can't call a horse a horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I still don't think they're out the mud yet. If I'm honest, they're just getting over the line. I ain't seen the game to know how good there was, but when you look at the scoreline, I think 4-3, close.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, I think maybe Swindon have done a bit of that themselves. They've just won by, they're at the top of the table, so it's circumstantial in it really. If you're not on top of the table and you're not eking out the results, it's like, they're having a bad time.
Yeah, of course. You're damned if you are and you're damned if you're not,
So the next fixture on the Saturday, the Swindon Wildcats hosted the Hull Seahawks. Swindon taking this one 4-3. We already covered previously, so we won't dwell on this one too much. I'll just take that to you there.
I don't think we gave them too much credit in our Seahawks reacts though, but fair play to Swindon because A Seahawks team full of juice ahead of last weekend after the MK game. No, they really wanted this, and to come back from a 2-0 down is quite, it's a positive result for them, isn't it?
It's a weird one. It's almost like a positive. Even though Seahawks lost, I think there was a lot of good to take from that result. We've mentioned before how Seahawks away form has been pretty poor last year. We really struggled on the road. Matty himself said about how we struggled to go to the link and get a result. So as bad as it is getting defeated, a lot of positives, as we've mentioned. So we'll move on, but good start for the weekend for Seahawks in my mind. Bristol Pitbulls and the Sheffield Steel Dogs. So the battle of the puppies in this one. Steel Dogs taking it 3-2 in overtime. So coming back from that defeat to Solway and just getting over the line against the Pitbulls.
Yeah, a bit of a tough fixture this one, isn't it? Because we've just talked about Sheffield obviously on the Friday night, and they're going through a little bit of a wobbly patch themselves, and Bristol probably haven't performed as they expected to perform. So this could have gone anywhere, and I think 3-2 for an overtime win for Sheffield is quite a lucky result, because evidently it could have very easily gone the other way around, and Bristol would have probably been buzzing to pick up the extra point there. But I think this one would have been easy to predict, but if you was to go back in time and predict it again, would you have chosen similar?
I think we'll find out later in the episode, but I think I went for a few more goals here for Sheffield. I think there was going to give them a bit of a spanking.
I think I did as well, to be honest.
Yeah, and it hasn't turned out that way, but it's just worth noting, looking at this, but the four games on the Saturday, 3 of them was a 1-goal game.
Yeah.
It just shows sort of how tight it is still at the beginning of the season. It's great to see, isn't it, really, and hard predicting our position, which is good.
Can I throw a question out there? There was a lot of hype before the start of the season about Bristol, and what are your guys' takes on their sort of start to the season? They've got, surely they're slightly disappointed.
I'm disappointed, to be honest with you.
I was expecting bigger things.
I was, to be honest with you. Some of the players that was going there, he was like, oof, going to be some mob this.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just
not lived up to the hype. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what the fans think and what the actual, thought is around the team at the minute. But from the outside, there isn't that buzz. Sort of like, there was that initial, like, oh my God, they've got so... And it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, I know, like Bristol are recruiting.
Yeah.
You better be aware, because
they're going to be in that top 3-4.
I was so guilty of it though in pre-season. Every time they're making a signing, got in from America, he's from America, dual national.
Straight in there.
Oh yeah, he's good. Oh, they've got him. 100 points here, 100 points there, but...
Yeah. And obviously it was almost talk around Cobb, wasn't they, about the signings he was making. And
Bricknell going
they're in a similar position to where they was last season. And again, it's opening a few weeks, innit? We are very early on, but I just think for them, if I was one of their fans, I'd have expected a little bit more.
But is it a project though? Are we thinking, it has to be overnight success?
Yeah,
are we not thinking, is this going to be 2-3 years? And then, it'd be interesting to see a couple of years
True.
down the line what actually happens, and Bristol could be one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah,
it could be. The thing is, I look at this and think, well, okay, it's early doors, but for a good team, you will have shown more signs of being a better
more
team.
Promise,
I mean, Bricknell's still putting up points.
Yeah, he is.
He's still an assist here, a goal there.
So, as well.
The main men are still putting points on the board, but as a collective, it isn't quite delivering as of yet. So, one to keep an eye on, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you finished getting attacked by the caster bugs like
I was a bit of a bad one.
Special guest.
It's all going
The sticky.
Everybody at home will be thinking what they're doing.
I just saw you through his eyes, sort of like cross at me, and I thought, oh God, what's happened?
That's the real for this weekend.
So the final fixture on the Saturday, the Milton Keynes Lightning hosting the Peterborough Phantoms, which I know this one divided the 3 of us when we did our predictions. Bit of a hefty scoreline on this. I didn't anticipate this.
Do you know what? I think Milton Keynes. Okay, again.
Bugs Life's back.
Milton Keynes have this real ability to turn up against tough teams and take.
But it's at their home gaff.
Yeah.
I've said it many a time, but their home gaff is. I know people say fortress, but it genuinely is. It's an horrible place to go.
Very rare that people go there and get points.
Yeah.
Or 2 points anyway.
So Milton Keynes 8-4.
It's a strong scoreline there. It's very strong.
Yeah.
For their only game of the weekend as well.
Yeah,
Very good, that.
It's tough, that, for Peterborough, because...
Sorry. There's some right outtakes here, isn't there?
I forgot where I was going with that one now.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Peterborough, that, because they've obviously been building a bit of momentum themselves.
Yeah.
So I think they'll have expected to come away with something in this game. I know they'd have obviously known it was going to be tough, but arguably you could have had them as the favourites as well. So obviously to only get half the goals of what Milton Keynes is probably quite disappointing for them. But all in all, you know, this Milton Keynes team is absolutely stacked when they want to show up, and you know, if they played all of their games at home throughout the full season,
They'd breathe it.
I was going to say, you probably have no doubt who was going to be crowned champions. But yeah, odd scoreline. I'm a bit baffled by it, to be quite honest.
You'd have
with
expected
you,
this one to be one of those which was a 1-goal game, you know, and like you say, we predicted like Steel Dogs to annihilate Pitbulls, but yeah, it's a weird one, but
it is
but
a
it was
question,
a good watch.
though. Like, can you see, when you look at MK at home at the minute, can you see any team currently in the league
I
beating
think
them?
you're going to have to have a certain game plan and a style of play to sort of beat them at the minute.
You know the thing for MK about me, and this is home and away. You know, last season we were saying like, oh, they need a guy to do their business this year. It seems like they've got like 2 or 3 in. Like Jordan Cowan's took a massive step up, but like even Dom Gabai, he's getting points all the time, and lots of people are like, oh, well, he's a bit old, but doesn't matter, does it? Like he's putting it away. Koranchuk's had a good start, but like I just feel like they've got that sort of vibe like Leeds did last year. You know, where they had like Biz and Brown and people like that, was just like regular points. They seem to be getting points from everywhere, and everyone's chipping in. Like a bit why we were so happy about Hull this week. You know, like, oh, every land's getting points, but theirs is just like every week. Like I think early shout, these guys might be one to be seriously considering for, you know, the league this year. Like you guys obviously backed them.
Yeah, I backed them to win the league.
So.
It's an interesting one because I remember when Milton Keynes came to us. I don't know if it was last weekend before when they came to us, and I hated them. My head had gone because they was just horrible to play against, and like you say, I think there was a few fans just because they was just horrible. Can you imagine if they played that way at home with their own? Is it like 1,800, 2,000 strong there? And they're all, I mean, I'm not being funny about on the opposite side. You're just going to be like, I'm hard in me. I am fancying this. But that's what I mean. That makes a massive difference. If you can play horrible hockey, but still put the puck in the back of the net, you're just thinking, what are we doing here, lads? We're coming down here on a Saturday night. I just want it back on that bus.
They can play real tough hockey as well when they want to.
And I think they've added a bit more of that though. Like we saw that at playoffs, but I think it's now a next level up. Like they're still doing it clean, but it's horrible to see.
You just made that perfect comment there. They play nice hockey until there's another team that play nice hockey, then they play hard hockey, and the other they play hard hockey until the other team don't really like it anymore. Then they'll go back to play nice hockey, and it's bang, goal, bang, goal. And then like a game like this, Peterborough are no team where you just go and you just play nice hockey around them. They're a bit horrible at this sometimes, like the gritty and stuff. As noted by that Brad Bowering thing, which want a nice touch. That did you both hear about that?
I remember you mentioned this one.
So I might be, the details aren't exact, but from what I've heard, a call's been given. I don't know if it was to Bowering or not, but then he's turned around and cross-checked Grinnell Park in the chin, been ejected for it. Dops haven't come out yet to say how long he's got, but don't think that's a good sign in itself, is it? But you know, he was ejected from the game straight away. But that's it, isn't it? Like if MK play that hard hockey, but fair, like not dirty and stuff like that, some teams just lose their heads, and like you say, it's something like this happens.
No place for that, is there really?
No, at the end of the day, these lads are still got to go to work on a Monday, Tuesday. Grinnell Park's now got to go with half his chin missing.
Exactly,
He had
to go straight to ER after.
Yeah, I'm not about that. I like a bit of the fisticuffs and stuff like that, as long as it's all looked after fairly. You just have that.
Yeah, right in his face, like
cheap shot. Not a fan of
that, innit?
Nah. Well, we'll leave that one there then, and we'll move on to the Sunday fixtures. So. First one was Leeds at home against Romford, so this one part of the double header. This one looking a bit more convincing, 5-2 in favour of Leeds.
100%. I think that you just summed it up. It was definitely a more convincing result for them. So obviously it's hapless to go pick up points anyway at Leeds. So it just just shows you. I don't know whether Romford was a little bit out of steam going into Leeds the day
It's a hard
after.
game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, a hard double header.
Yeah,
it's
I don't think there's too much to speak about in terms of
No,
this. I think at the Castle this is a pretty straightforward game, and at 5-2 it's a fair reflection. Romford won't be too disappointed, and they'll think, well, when's the next time we're going to have a Leeds double header? We can put that behind us now.
Yeah,
We'll crack it
absolutely.
next
Get
time.
out of the way early on.
And then actually, over the course of the weekend, they've put 5 goals past them. Conceded 9, so in terms of a double header, it's not the worst, is it?
Nah.
Not conceded 15 or something, eh? So,
No.
not bad.
Second fixture on the Sunday, Hull Seahawks hosting the Solway Sharks, as we've covered. 9-2 victory in favour of Hull Seahawks.
Yeah, highest. I'd say the highest. It is the highest score margin, isn't it, across the weekend?
It looks like
as
it,
well.
yeah.
A couple, obviously,
7
a
goals.
couple of teams got some goals in there, but you know,
Yeah.
in terms of margins, that's a pretty good one for Hull and their goal difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, no
Clawed it back.
need to labour on that one, is there? We've been
No.
through that.
The fixture of the Sunday, Peterborough Phantoms hosting the Swindon Wildcats. So I'm sure I might have guessed this one right. I'm almost certain I did.
We'll
I
find out soon.
put
We'll
one
find
goal in
out.
this, but Peterborough Phantoms taking it 2-1 in overtime. So Swindon handed their first loss, I believe, of the season.
Yeah.
So big credit to Peterborough Phantoms, as we've mentioned. They didn't do too well against MK, but then to next night think, oh, we've got top of the league here.
Yeah.
Give them it. And we made a big discussion about this, about how Peterborough at home can be also another team on that night.
Yeah.
It's obviously proved it once again, so big credit to Peterborough on that one.
Yeah, fair play to him. I mean, you know, to get a point off Swindon either way is always good. I mean, overtime's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's not. For me, it's never really about the quality shining through. Overtime's overtime, and it's like going into penalties.
Of course,
So,
I think it's still a big point for
Extra
Swindon,
time.
if I'm honest.
I agree.
It's still a great point for them. I think they'll be
Yeah.
happy to take that.
Like to say that the first loss of the season still come away with something, like, it's not too bad, is it?
No.
And I think actually it takes a little bit of pressure off of being like, we've got a perfect start. Like, to have that first lot, no one wants to lose, obviously, but to even get like an overtime loss is still like,
It
still
can
a point
change
on
your
the ball.
mindset though, where you're
Of course it
thinking,
can.
oh, we don't want to lose that record, how long can we make it go
Yeah.
for? It's sort of like, just kind of get that loss,
That
reset,
the
and
pressure's
just play
off
your
now,
game
yeah,
again.
yeah, we focus on us. I mean, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
the worst
Yeah.
result for them as well.
No, but great result for Peterborough, that one.
Absolutely, yeah.
The final fixture on the Sunday, Telford Tigers hosting the Bristol Pitbulls. 9-4 in favour of Telford.
This
So,
game had madness written all over
I
it.
was gonna say, like, it was so close for a
It's not to
massive period,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, Telford just ran away with it in the last. So
They scored 6 goals in the last 12 minutes, Telford.
yeah, it's crazy.
That is ridiculous, isn't it?
But this is what we said about like Bristol though, is that they're still just trying to iron that out, because that isn't really good enough, is it?
No,
I mean,
4-3 up in the, I'm going to get maths wrong here, 48th minute,
yeah.
and you're thinking, right, let's start shutting it down a bit now, and then to lose 9-4. Can you imagine being one of the Bristol players in the changing room? I bet they got leathered, don't you?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
that
I think
about?
so.
I know, like, but again, like, more to that point, look how many power plays they scored in that last 12 minutes. Is it 4 or 5? Like,
It's 4 there.
that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
in like, you know, just
Goal
short of
after
5
goal
minutes.
after goal after goal. Like, if you allow Telford, like Telford have proved this season, if you allow them to do that, they'll just take
They'll just score for
nice
fun.
one. We'll take that. We'll
Yeah.
take that. We'll take that.
Yeah, and before you know it, the game's dead and buried.
Ridiculous,
and
isn't it?
then everyone's looking at the fixture thinking, oh, well, they've taken a bit of an hammering
That's
when in
not the case,
actuality,
is it?
it's
Like I
not.
say, as a neutral for us, where they're sat at our game watching, and we're just like, "Oh, you saying this? It's 4-3."
Yeah, Bristol
you know,
winning, yeah.
late games. This is a madness. This, and then 2 minutes later, you flick over, and it's like, "Oh right, they've got to 6-7. Oh, there's 8. There's
Yeah.
oh, next game up to 9."
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a madness that.
It's like that if you've got a bet on and you're in sort of the cash out territory closing minutes, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, do I don't? And then the other team just run away with it. Like, you're like, you fuck God's sake. I should have cashed out. I should have cashed out.
But is that big credit to Telford, or is it more on
Both
Bristol
again.
or both?
I think it's both. You know, big credit to Telford. We've seen what they're about at the start of this season. I think they've only had a shootout loss so far.
Yeah.
And they're putting goals up. We've said about obviously Thompson and for the other guys down there that are putting numbers up for fun at the minute.
Jerk shots.
Yeah, and they've just gone. I don't know what's happened to have 4 or 5 power plays. I mean, he must have kicked off or something. Or
Heads have gone there, haven't they?
it's either that or tiredness has kicked in for Pitbulls, and it's a bit of laziness.
Yeah.
The fatigue's got him, and Telford are just, we'll go over. There we go. Here's another one, lads. Rack them up.
You know what? The more I see of that Thompson as well, he's a bit of a you-know-what house.
Well,
he got a bit of a cheeky, even on the ice, got a bit of a cheeky smile about him. Like one of the goals, I'm sure when he celebrated, he went on his knees and did something like that or something like this. One of the Bristol players was straight
I was going to say, my age is gone.
His defenseman was there as if to be like, I think it was Mitchell King was like, you're not having him. He's our main man, and I'll sort you out. Like. You know, he's just that little wind up. Like, you can imagine, can't you, if he's getting a few past you and giving it all this. If I was a Bristol defender, I'd probably give him one as well.
I was just going to say.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, I'm not having this.
I've just said about him, I don't condone that sort of stuff, but he would get one.
But that's a credit to him. And
if you can work it.
It's gamesmanship,
yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely.
And, absolutely fair play to him.
And why not? If you're absolutely being the bagsman in the league at the minute, you know what I mean? You'd be giving it, wouldn't you? But as the opposition, you'd be like, he's wearing one.
I'm gonna.
But yeah, absolutely mega result. Telford, they're continuing in that same vein of form, and they're going to be thereabouts for another week longer, which keeps it really interesting. So we'll move on to the standings then. We'll move on to the league. Do one of you two want to take it this week? Because I've done it every week so far.
Yeah, no.
Can you actually see that? Do you need your Beverly Bets?
No, I'm alright. I'll just get close enough. So, in first position, we've got Swindon Wildcats. They've played 6 and they're on 11 points. Telford Tigers are in second. They've played 5, are on 9 points. Milton Keynes Lightning in third. 5 played 8 points. Peterborough Phantoms in fourth. 5 played 8 points. Leeds Knights in fifth. 6 played 8 points. Sheffield Steel Dogs in 6th. 6 played 7 points. Hull Seahawks are in 7th. They played 5 and got 3 points. Romford Raiders in 8th. 5 played 3 points. Bristol Pitbulls in 9th. 6 played and 3 points. Solway Sharks in 10th. 6 played and 2 points. And Basingstoke Bison currently only played 1 with 0 points, which obviously we know their situation at the moment. So.
Any thoughts on the league standings at the minute, apart from the fact that obviously the gap is 6th and 7th place between Steel Dogs and Seahawks, the 4-point gap there, but the sort of top 5, 6 teams split by 2-3 points. It's real interesting.
Yeah, I think give it 3 weeks or so, and you're going to see a bit of shuffling in this table.
Teams start to sort of. I know what you mean. Interesting that we've said Romford have warming up a little bit, but they've got the same amount of points as us, innit? I didn't realise that. And Bristol have the same amount of points as us as well.
Yeah. But they played a game more, Bristol.
Yeah, but that's an interesting one, that. But no, I think you are right in terms of like the top 4, top 5. There's the usual suspects there, aren't they? Other than Telford, obviously, who are having a great start to the season. So kudos to them. Basingstoke Bison just don't seem to be winning the game. I think all their imports are in Budapest this weekend. They're living it up at the Roman Baths.
Last minute holidays.
Why not? Yeah. They're having a right well the other time, aren't they? But fair play to them.
Be interesting to see what they do once they get going there, and see what.
They had a good pre-season, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And the one game they played, it wasn't a walkover.
No.
Was it Swindon they played? And it was like 5.
Was it Telford?
It was somebody like
it was like 2 goals.
Yeah, it was like 5-3 or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't a complete walkover.
No.
So it will be interesting to see what they can put up when they get round to it.
Yeah, so we'll go into the cup standings then. Obviously, everybody's now played a game in the cup as well, so this is going to start chopping and changing as well soon as the sort of like bottom half start playing more games. But in first position is Telford Tigers. They've played 4 and are on 7 points. Milton Keynes Lightning in second. They played 4 on 6 points. Peterborough Phantoms in third. 4 played 6 points. Sheffield Steel Dogs in fourth. 3 played 4 points. Leeds Knights in 5th, 4 played 4 points. Swindon Wildcats in 6th, 2 played 3 points. Hull Seahawks in 7th, 4 played 3 points. Solway Sharks in 8th, 3 played 2 points. Bristol Pitbulls in 9th, 2 played 1 point. Romford Raiders in 10th, 1 played 0 points. And Basingstoke Bison in 11th by default, 1 played 0 points. Yeah, it's an interesting one. That I think it's probably safe to say our hopes are a little bit squashed for that cup run.
I don't know. Like when you look at that, like if we get that 4th game under our belt, and if it does go our way, we're on 5 points and we're thereabouts. We're only going to be a point behind MK and Peterborough. I don't think that's a bad place to be honest with you.
There's still points to pick up. You just look upwards and think there's still.
It's just you got to be in that top 4, if I remember rightly, haven't you, to get in those semi-finals, and that's. Realistically, when you look at it at the minute, it's only that 4th spot that might be up for grabs. So it is a tough ask, to be fair. But yeah, I think a few teams might dip in and out. Like you say, Leeds could miss out as it stands at the minute, which would be interesting to see that they don't make it into
It'd be good to be banging on the door.
A few people had them unfair like the cup this year, didn't they? As well, predicted. Not us, but like elsewhere that I've seen.
I think with us, if we clinched that 4th spot, we'd arguably still be well in the race to win it.
You'd hope that our form picks up by then, and we could actually be
it's a double ladder, isn't it? Like,
cool.
Yeah, it's just who would you want in that knockout when you're looking at Telford, MK, Peterborough, the teams that are banging form at the minute. You'd want to avoid MK because going to their own gaff, they're just going to plough you. Over 2 legs, you've got no chance of you. So we'll leave it at that then. There's the results from the past weekend. Let's look into our team of the week, shall we? So now it's time to look at our team of the week this week. Some people don't seem to want to leave this team of the week, as it seems, fellas. But we have tried to mix it up a little bit. I'll jump straight in. Our netminder, Hayden Levine. Tough night against MK on the Saturday, but turned it around with an influential performance on Sunday. Only conceded 1 goal, 97% save ratio. We've seen him live at Coventry playoff weekend, and you see him every week, and we give him a few, these plaudits last season. Very good goaltender. I think hopefully he's in the league for a long time because he's class.
He can change the game, can't he?
Yeah, I say it about a few goalkeepers in this league, but some of them win games on their own. They will bank you points. And he's one of those. So
there's been a lot of topic about that, and they all import netminders, but he like games like this, he gets your points on it. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So we'll move on then to our first defenceman, and that's Rhodes Mitchell-King from Telford Tigers. He got 1 goal and 2 assists versus Pitbulls, and he's also been a massive part of that lethal power play unit. Telford have got that, scored 6 goals in the 6 goals in the final.
Yeah,
6 in the final 12 minutes.
It was like 4 power play goals, wasn't it, for that unit? That's crazy.
Crazy. So, I don't think you can just scoot over that. That's obviously a big performance for him, and he seems to be hitting the ground running at the start of the season.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I put him in my team of the season last year. I really like him a lot. So he's starting to put the numbers up as well this season.
Right. Our next defenceman is Thomas Norton from the Peterborough Phantoms. Again, a tough night at MK on Saturday night, but it was tricky to pick the defenceman this week, but we've chosen it for his Sunday performance. Obviously, we've been talking about the 2-1 win against Swindon. He got an assist for the goal in regulation time, and he actually scored the OT winner. So as a defenceman, it's pretty nice. And again, as part of that defensive core that kept Swindon at bay, and also spoiled their perfect record, didn't they? So it's pretty good one. That I think it's hard to choose defencemen sometimes, and you said, didn't you, before we started, like it's pretty tough sometimes to choose because all we can see really is stats unless we watch the game. But I think in a game like this, he deserves a lot.
Absolutely. Our centreman is a good mate of mine. Love him to bits.
Can't stay away.
No. And it is David Thompson of the Telford Tigers. This guy is just, we're going to start dubbing him the bagsman, aren't we? Because this guy is just bagging up points galore at the minute, and he's just coming in clutch every time.
Yeah. Should have been in last week as well, shouldn't he? We actively didn't pick him in that week, so it was like, we'll mix it up each week. Yeah. And he was probably the reason why, but...
Just keeps popping up, doesn't he? So
it's a joke, innit?
You can't deny him when you're putting in performances like that.
6 points, and 5 points this weekend.
How do we compete with that?
And he only won game.
Yeah.
One game, he scored 5 points.
The race to 100 points, and he's over there somewhere, and everybody's sort of chasing him. But quality. Them final 4 goals we mentioned in that game against the Pitbulls, he was 1+2. So he's not just scoring, he's not just assisting, he's chipping with both.
Yeah.
So just check him out. It's the only way to stop him, it seems.
Check him out.
So our next player is Bobby Chamberlain. He has had a great weekend. He's had a great start of the season since he's been back from a little knock. I think he got 4+1 over the weekend, 2 goals on each night, and was part of that massively influential performance for Hull on Sunday versus Solway in what was a massive win for us and a much needed win. So he's been dubbed captain, leader, legend, and he's sort of been G-ing this team on. I think it's really noticeable. It's hard to keep him out.
Leading from the front.
Absolutely well deserved. And then finally, our last member of the team of the week is Tom's Rutkiss from MK. So we did need to give them some credit. A big win, especially against Peterborough. Not a pushover of a team. No. Tom's got 3 goals on Saturday night and man of the match in their only game of the weekend. So I think it was definitely worth mentioning him. A good performance, and obviously, somebody who probably don't get as much credit as they deserve. So a fair play to him.
Absolutely. Short and sweet this week, lads, but credit where it's due. Well done to all the players that have made it to our team of the week this week. So, lads, it's our new favourite time of the week. It's predictor time.
Wow.
So, before we get going, I just want to reveal Winners' Cup. But the main question is, fellas, is it going to be staying with me this week, or is it going to someone else's home?
Week 1 and week 2, winner Azza.
Yeah.
No shame there, kid.
No,
Right,
I'll take that, yeah. Not bad at all.
Should we do the scores on the doors before the weekend to start off with?
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous about
Talk
this.
to us, obviously, you're the man with the numbers.
Stats man.
Yeah.
Stats man now. So, before the start of this weekend, we had me and you joint one way, both on 11 points. We put you alphabetically in the middle, which is nice. And then Azza was leading the way, 4 points more on 15. Okay, so plenty of games this weekend. I want to say there was 9 games. Yeah. What a weekend it was, boys! What a weekend it was. So, as I did last week, I'll take the cup just for now.
Oh dear.
So,
On a bad start.
Yeah.
one of us scored 7 this week.
Oh,
Nice.
One of us scored 8,
Oh.
and one of us scored 11.
That is naughty.
I know. So, the person who scored 7 was me. I had a stinker. I went with my heart and it fell on my ass. So, the person with 8, do you want to hold that?
With me.
And pass it to Aaron, 'cause it was you, meaning Azza was 11 points. Azza, for the record, everyone, predicted every game correct and got a perfect score. You predicted every game right apart from 1.
It was the Peterborough one, wasn't it? And Swindon 2-1.
You predicted 2-1 and they won in overtime, so we give you the points.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Three weeks in a row. That is unheard of. So currently the standings are I am now bottom. There's no goal difference to it. I'm sitting plumb last. Bring that one back with 18 points. Not too far in front with 19 points is Brad. And Azza is sitting pretty with 26. 7-point lead, so we need...
I can have a week off. Especially with your point scoring.
Less of that. But, yeah, interesting one that, innit? So we've got some catching up to do.
And we need to pull some out of the bag, don't we?
Well, with that said then, fellas, should we get looking at what the fixtures look like for this weekend and
Yeah.
get predicting once again?
Let's
and
go for it.
see what's ahead of us. It's going to be another good weekend, I think. I think there's some good fixtures, some real interesting ones. So it's looking like there isn't a Friday game.
No.
We're going straight into Saturday the 11th. First game, Romford Raiders at home against the Telford Tigers.
Yeah, I'll go with this one first if you want. Have you got your pen to write these?
No, it's alright. I'll
He'll get back.
Alright. I'm going to go Telford 6-3.
Oh, I was going to go 6-2 Telford.
Oh, well, you got him now, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know whether just takes it.
You need points, mate.
I know, but I don't want to keep following him. It's not fun, is it? No, I'll go for Telford. I'm going to go for 5-2 Telford.
So quite close between us all then. Should be interesting. I think face value, Telford should take that one. I know Romford have been good lately, but yeah, I think Telford have just got that firepower. Next fixture, Swindon Wildcats host the Sheffield Steel Dogs. So big game this one, you know, two teams that early doors looked like they was going to be the front runners. Sheffield slipped off a little bit. What are we saying?
I'll go first if you want. I'm predicting quite common the theme to continue. I'm going to back Swindon, but I'm not going to back them for a convincing win this week. I'm going to do they like a tight win at their gaff, don't they? So I'm going to go Swindon 5, Sheffield 3.
I'm going to go Swindon as well, but I'm going to go 4-2.
Oh, yeah, well, I was going to go Swindon as well, but I was thinking more like 5-3 Swindon.
So again, we're pretty close. I think I'm thinking about empty net goal.
I know, yeah.
I'm thinking empty net goal for me. That's why I've gone for that 2-goal cushion.
Yeah.
Next fixture, Bristol Pitbulls and the Basingstoke Bison. So they're actually getting a game in.
Yeah, it is.
I am going to go straight off the bat and I'm going to go for a Basingstoke win here. 3-1.
Nice, like that.
Which could cost me a point in the long...
It could do, but then
They're hard to predict because they haven't played, like
I know,
we said. It's a real awkward one, that. But yeah, 3-1 Basingstoke, mate.
I'm going to go Bristol, just with it being at home. I'm thinking they might have a little bit of momentum, and obviously Basingstoke have
not played, which isn't a great... Yeah.
I don't think it'll be huge high scoring. I'm going to go with a 3-1 Bristol.
3-1 the other way.
I'm going to go 5-3, but I'm going to go with the Bison.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about the Bison. I just feel like they just get up for it. And I don't know if it's going to be fresh legs or slight rust. But, yeah, I back them as a unit, you know. It's a shame, really, that they haven't had the opening weeks to sort of get at it, really. But, yeah, I think they'll be good value. I'm going to back Basingstoke.
Right then, lads, lick your lips for this
This
one.
is a game, this.
MK Lightning hosting the Leeds Knights. This was the fixture of that talk of the town at the end of last season, you know, the title deciding games, and now we've got early doors, and MK's we've mentioned at home, an absolute animal.
Yeah.
I'm going to go straight away 5-2 for the MK Lightning.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think MK are going to win, but I'll choose a different scoreline. I'm going to go for 4-1.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than that, boys. We're gonna clean sweep MK, which I thought, looking at these, we might go a little few directions here. But yeah, you've got to back MK in this one. I'm going to back MK 3-2.
Interesting.
Very tight one.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good game as well, next.
Yeah, so the last fixture on the Saturday, the Peterborough Phantoms hosting the Hull Seahawks. Again, Peterborough at home is a tough beast, and you know I can jump straight in here again. I'm just going to go 3-1 Peterborough.
Yeah, I think you're right. I hate to go against the Seahawks, but Peterborough just seem to be a real...
Even Matty Davis said, like, you know, them at home is a real tough task.
Yeah. I will be happy to be wrong with this one. I'm going to go Peterborough 4-2. I think we might pull the keeper and try and go for it.
I was going to go similar. Yeah, same reason, boys. I'm going to back Peterborough as well. I'm going to go... It's hard, this. 3-1.
Copying me, and
is that what you do?
Do us anything to get
I'll swap it up then. 3-2.
You don't change, right? You need points.
I'll back it. That's exactly it. I want the 3 points. I'll go 3-2 then. 3-2 Peterborough.
Interesting. Matty, we're sorry, but please prove us wrong.
Absolutely. We'll be more than happy to lose those points.
If I can put my fist through the telly on come Saturday, I'll be more than chuffed.
Absolutely.
So that's the final fixture on the Saturday. Finale. Between final and finale. So Sunday's fixtures, fellas. Starting us off, Sheffield Steel Dogs hosting MK Lightning.
This has got to be MK.
I've got MK again.
I think it'll be quite heavy, this one, to be honest.
Do you think?
I'm going to go for like 6-2.
I was close. It just instantly came to mind 7-3.
Wow.
Yeah, I just think MK are going to run riot. I think they're going to see Steel Dogs as like a team to really make mockery of.
Yeah.
They've had a good start. Let's get them gone.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
7-3.
let's send them a message that these aren't the teams to be talking about. So good. It's a message to the rest of the league that as well.
I just think they might just go in there, and as we've said, they're a hard hitting. And I think they'll just try and bully Sheffield and just pick them off.
Yeah. Is this next fixture going ahead? Do we know?
Hold on a sec, 'cause I ain't even done a predictor yet.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Go for it, but
5-2 MKB. I'm gonna 5-2.
Yes, as you've just alluded to there, would it go ahead? And it should have been in the Basingstoke Bison and Swindon Wildcats. I'm not sure if they're playing as of yet.
Should we guess? And if not,
We'll
then
guess.
we
We'll
can
guess for the
take it
sake
out,
of the game. This is an interesting one because in pre-season it finished 5-3.
yeah.
So 6-2 Swindon.
Yeah.
If it goes ahead.
Yeah. I think the form Swindon have got at the moment might just be a little bit too much for them, even away. But I'll go Swindon 5-3.
I'll go. Yeah, hard to fight against Swindon. I'll go 4-2 Swindon.
Interesting.
None of us have gone different yet, have we? Apart from one game.
Yeah. So
Come on, boys, let's be spicy, yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's all points on that.
there's a forfeit to be had.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't want to be me. Next fixture, Leeds Knights hosting the Solway Sharks. Again, this is a tough one to talk about really because it's Solway's only fixture of the weekend.
So me and you will go Solway and then he can go.
Please.
Sorry, no, we'll go Leeds and he can go Solway then.
But you don't. It's like you say though, like
they did at Sheffield last week.
Yeah, that's the thing in it. It's one game as well. Like for as good as it was against Sheffield, if it had been a one-game weekend against Sheffield, then they wouldn't have been like, it's really tough to ask this one. Leeds Knights 4-3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Leeds Knights, but it's at their gaff. I'm gonna go for 5-2.
Sake, man. Every time. My last 3 scores, I've been like, can I go first, please?
just go for what you were thinking.
No, I need the points. I'm in Blumlass and I don't want that punishment.
Just copy him.
No. I'll go Leeds Knights, sorry, so 5-1.
We'll let you go first on this one then.
Oh, yeah.
The Hull Seahawks host the Romford Raiders.
I'm going to go for a convincing win here. I'm going to go for Hull Seahawks 6, Romford Raiders 2.
Yeah, I think that's a good prediction.
Do not
I'm
copy my
I'm going to go Hull Seahawks. I'm going to go for a 7-3.
Yeah, I was going to go 7-2.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. You can do it,
Yeah.
can't
There
you?
you go.
So that's. I think we're expecting more goals at the Hull Arena.
Yeah.
Bo's going to
Fingers
pop up
crossed.
with that 7 for now. I can't even be mad at him.
Right, that. So the final fixture then, fellas. This is a tough one. This.
Tasty.
The Telford Tigers host the Peterborough Phantoms.
Oh, I don't know which way to go on this one at the minute. Obviously it's at Telford, but Peterborough seem to be able to play anywhere at the moment.
It's
so
a real tough one. This.
I'm going to go with my initial thoughts, and that's Telford just to take it. In fact, I'll go for an overtime win for Telford, and I'm going to go for 4-3. Is that exactly what you was going to go for?
Yeah.
Is it?
But I might, just for lols, I might flip it and I might go Peterborough. Yeah.
You've got points to spare though, ain't you? So
Yeah. It's only a point in it.
and it's a big win if not. Stick your money on it. Go big or go home.
4-3 Peterborough.
Yeah. No one backed the Telford, the Tigers at home.
I did.
No, that's what I'm saying, but like you guys are saying it's going to be quite close. I don't think it'll be close, this.
Do you know?
I think it's going to be 6-3 to Telford.
You what?
Yeah, mate. Big
Alright.
time.
Last.
No wonder he's last.
We'll see.
Yeah, to be fair,
Peterborough
you
got a hard
go,
night at Hull. And you look
Yeah.
what happened last weekend when they went over. I know it's MK, but Telford are scoring just as many goals as MK at the moment. And their decor is looking pretty solid this year.
Mate, I hope
Next
you're
week
on
when
the
I'm
money.
wrong, you can
Yeah,
call me,
no,
you can
fair.
say what you want, but
I hope it comes in for you.
yeah.
You need to catch back up, so. So yeah, that's the fixtures, fellas, for the upcoming weekend. Some great fixtures to keep an eye on once again while we're sat at home on the Saturday, and then watching the games live while we're at the rink. So yeah, really interesting weekend. And we'll wrap it up there then, shall we, fellas?
Yeah.
So, as normal, I'd like to just say a big thank you for everybody who watches and supports us. I know we're a bit jovial at times and we mess about a bit, but it's all good fun. It's who we are. Thank you for subscribing, following us, commenting, all that sort of good stuff. It keeps us motivated to keep producing this sort of stuff and keep talking the rubbish that we do.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate as well about interacting with us on the page. We're always happy to hear what people's thoughts are, and if they think we're way off or you've got a little bit of inside information that we're maybe not party to that you want to divulge, please feel free. We are obviously we'll look at this at face value, but any comments we value, good or bad. So.
It would be belting if we could start getting like some fans to drop us like a little mini match report on some of the games on a Monday morning. You know, like we've mentioned about Bristol there and how they're playing. It'd be interesting from an insider point of view, like what's happening. Is there something not quite right? It'd be interesting just to get a few little match reports coming in that we could read before we start recording.
I think the nice thing about this season as well, people are definitely getting in touch more. We're having quite regular conversations on like the Instagram with like Telford fans and like Bristol fans. It's just nice to sort of get that extra information.
Yeah,
for us,
absolutely.
we're based up north, we watch the Hull Seahawks, that's predominantly our team, isn't it? But we are an NIHL national podcast, aren't we? And we want to have that information from everywhere. So thank you everybody for doing that and getting in touch. And we're seeing people put their predictors on and we welcome it, don't we? Like that might be cool one week to maybe have like a fan week where we get the fans involved, the Slapshot versus the fans or something like that. It'd be cool. But we bottom line is we massively appreciate everybody for getting involved with the podcast. We even had some people buying the merch and stuff like that, which is ace, isn't it? And we're just free guys, that we always say it. But the reach and the love that he shows is unbelievable. So we massively appreciate it.
Yeah. So with that said then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.